it's Havoc. If you're here today, it's probably not under the best circumstances. You logged into your game and all your S plus structures were missing. You still have your tamed dinos, but pretty much everything else is gone. You might have a couple things floating up in the air where your base used to be and those items weren't S plus, so they're still there. And chances are your classic flyers are no longer classic flyers. If you go and check their stamina, you can now clearly see that they're shitty flyers. So it might not be too late. There's still a way to rectify the situation. And I'm going to show you a couple things. One of them is how to load a previous save. Another thing I'm going to show you is how to copy your current save file, so if this happens again, you'll have a backup that you can work off of. And I'm also going to show you how to manually save your game while you're in the game. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is go to your File Explorer, C drive, Program Files by 86, Steam, Steam Apps. I was going to say Common. Common was next. Arc, shooter game, saved arc, local. So these are all your saved files. This is the current file that you're playing, and these are previous files. You can see the date and time to figure out which one is the newest and which one is the oldest. When you go to load your game, it's going to load whichever one is named the island.arc. So if you wanted to load this one, you would rename this something else, day 14 or something, and then you would rename this one the island.arc. So if you logged into your game and your S plus structures were missing, that file's already been corrupted, and there's nothing you can do to fix that. So the next best thing you can do is load a previous file, the next closest previous file. In my case, it'd be this one. So again, I would title this one the island.arc, and I would title this something else, but just pretend I already did that, so because I don't want to mess with my save files. So, okay, so I'm trying to reload the new file, and it's now titled the island.arc. I now want to copy and paste that. So, if you follow this video, it should fix your problem. But if you missed a step, or you forgot a step, and you logged in, and it didn't work, this file is going to be corrupted, but guess what? You made a copy of it. Right there. So you just retitle this one the island.arc, and then delete that one or whatever because it's corrupted, and then make sure to make a copy of the new one again, so that way if you load it up and your S plus structures are gone, you continually make sure that you have an extra file to try to fix without it already being corrupted. Okay. So we just spoke about the save files and how to load a previous file, and we also talked about making copies. And after a gaming session with Arc, I always recommend coming in here and making a copy of your current file. That way when you go and log in the next time and your stuff is gone, you already made that copy. So you're good to go. Okay, so now all that's out of the way, let's get to the actual fix. So to fix it, and what's happened is Arc has done a version update, and the mods didn't carry over from that previous version to the new version of Arc. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into your Steam, go into your library, click on Arc Survival Evolved, scroll down, go to Browse the Workshop, browse Subscribed Items, and unsubscribe from everything. But make sure that you wrote down which mods you had, because you're going to resubscribe to them here in a second. So unsubscribe to all your mods. Make sure that you have a copy of which mods you had. And then go back in to your File Explorer, C drive, Program Files by 86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Arc, Shooter Game, Content, Mods, and delete everything. Delete everything. And so nothing is left in this folder, okay? Now go back into your Steam, hit back, and then start resubscribing to all the mods that you had. So if Classic Flyers was one of them, subscribe. S Plus, Structures, Structures Plus, resubscribe, and just go through all your mods and resubscribe to everything. Okay? Now, go ahead and start your game. I actually just had this happen to me recently, and I've been burned on my stuff disappearing a couple times, so I've really streamlined the way that I do things, so if it does catch me off guard and it happens, I know how to fix it without too much loss of time. Okay, so now in the bottom right hand corner, you should see all of your mods reinstalling. So wait for them to completely reinstall. You know, don't start the game until every single one's done installing. And then once they're done, go ahead and hit host local, and then make sure that you take all these out, and then go through and put them back in the correct, in a good order. And what I mean by good order is you want the things that affect the game the most. Like if something happens, well, let me rephrase that. It's prioritized. Active mods top takes priority. So I want Structures Plus to take top priority, then Classic Flyers, then Versatile Raft mod. You don't want like your decoration mods to be at the very top, because, I mean, it's not that big of a deal if you don't have them. Structures Plus is kind of a big deal. Classic Flyers is kind of a big deal. So make sure that you just put those in a reasonable order when you put them back in. So we're going to get into the game, and I'm going to show you how to manually save, and that will save you some headaches as well. And let's just do a quick recap, okay? So remember how to rename a previous saved game to the island.arc to make it your primary game, so when you go and load it, you're loading that older file, and you're renaming the file that you had previously, so the island.arc file is the one that loads. And we talked about, you know, to make sure that after every time you play, make a copy of the island.arc as a backup. So when you go in and your stuff is missing and that file is now corrupted, you still have an uncorrupted file that you can fix. And make sure to make a copy of that file too, because if you forgot to do something or whatever might happen, and you log in and you forgot to resubscribe to Classic Flyers or something, whatever the case might be, you now have a copy again that isn't corrupted. It's almost kind of like a game in itself. Okay, it should be loading up here pretty quick. And I just want to show you how to force save. I just had on my Let's Play series, I think it was day 11 or something, maybe it was day 12, I was using my Pteranodon to kill an Alpha Raptor, and the game froze. And fortunately, when I got back into the game, it wasn't too far back. But if I would have been more consistent about force saving, chances are I wouldn't have had to gone back as far. So, and I sort of learned my lesson. You know, I used to play Elder Scrolls Morrowind a lot, and that game really instilled in me save all the time. Because if you make one little mistake, you could be set back hours that you have to replay to get just back to where you were at. And that's no fun. That's a morale killer. Okay, so this is really quick. Just make sure that you're looking at something that's moving like a fire. Hit tab. Type in admin cheat. Hit the space bar. Save world. And then before I hit enter, notice how the flames will freeze for just like a second. Okay, see, so that was kind of a sign to me that it did work, it did save, and we're good to go. So I hope that this helped you rectify your situation. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching.